I'm sorry, but your kids, grandkids will be asking you about what is happening today and what you were doing, and some of you all are really gonna say crying over my waifu being fired or how I made this banger meme.
What?
It did numbers grow up.
Everyone, boo this nigga!
The following is a
dlontvanime
presentation.
The sheer audacity of some of these people. So today, we're gonna do something a little bit different, and since this is about like the VTuber community, I wanted to put my 2 cents in on what this video is about, since I'm kind of like within that community a little bit as a reactor, talking to other VTubers and you guys as well. This is a video from Hero himself. We're not gonna watch the video in the entirety, but we will listen to some of the comments, see some of the tweets, and then we'll talk about that ourselves and see what he has to say as well. This one's called "These Ian VTubers Are Mad." People are talking about Rushia. So this is the title in itself is crazy because number one, there's plenty of VTubers that are like really upset and sad about the situation with Rushia. Then we got these other VTubers that are mad she's even being talked about. So the only thing I can say about that is that the ones that are mad are just jealous that she's getting a lot of attention. Hero's one of the only people, and maybe someone else, that talks about the toxic side of the VTuber community. And since, you know, you guys are really interested in that conversation, I guess we should kind of get into some of those conversations. Not all of them, but some of them as well. But before we get into this absolute craziness, remember guys, I used to have 44,000 subs on my old channel, but that got terminated. So please scroll back down, hit that red bar that says subscribe. It's totally free to do so, and it's super satisfying to click on. Thanks. Alright, let's see what these English VTubers are so mad about, considering this is a pretty dire situation for Rushia. So the thing is, I think Hero's gonna put tweets on the screen. We're gonna read those tweets, talk about it, and then hear what he has to say, and then, you know, keep moving along.
Well, still, this one seems particularly exceptional to me. And it's also the fact that it got over 2,500 likes, over 2,500 likes, that I want to talk about it here today.
What did they say? Hey, so I know Rushia getting her contract gamer shot, it sucks, but like, Russia is legit invading Ukraine right now, and Texas is prosecuting the parents of trans people as child abusers. Can we talk about real world issues with serious consequences, please? I know you guys are sad, but okay, so I understand this tweet. Yes, there are bigger problems in the world, you know, with Ukraine and the whole Texas situation. But at the same time, when you have such a big event in such a big community with someone who's so popular and famous, people are gonna talk about it. They're gonna feel some type of way, and they're gonna put their 2 cents in, regardless of what's going on in the world. I'm pretty sure at the end of the day, they're gonna talk about something about the whole Russia situation and, you know, the trans people part. I really don't see why people have to out themselves like this. Like, regardless, though, Rushia is gonna get some sympathy. People are gonna be upset about it, and they're gonna talk about it regardless of what's going on in the world. Besides, like, it's not like I can just not talk about Rushia and then talk only about Russia. If I just do that, I'm only on Twitter tweeting. That's not gonna fix the situation. Me tweeting about, you know, stuff like that, current events, it's really not. It's just me talking. It's not fixing anything. Also, people don't want to be political 24/7 on Twitter, especially on Twitter, because it's just a circle of arguments there. No one is entirely correct, and no one is entirely wrong. It's just constant talking.
Thank you for the virtue signal. Now I realize that all of us talking about Rushia, we're in the wrong. How dare we spend any waking moment,
sorry,
even if
Rushia.
it's just a couple minutes or so.
Sorry, people are dying.
We should be using every minute of every day, 24/7 right now, talking about Russia and Ukraine and
nothing
trans
else.
Issues over in Texas. Gosh, it sure is egotistical of Rushia to think that anyone would care about her.
I sincerely hope it's not a controversial take for me to say that Rushia's situation definitely isn't the thing that we should be worried about the most right now. Okay, like, honestly, I guess, yeah, there are, like I said, there are bigger problems, but people are going to care. It's just, basically everything I said the last time pretty much applies to this. It's just so weird that people go out of their way to tweet this, and they're in the VTuber community. This can only spell, like, I don't know, jealousy, and something else.
I still think even with the follow-up tweets, that the take is still a bad take.
It's not.
Because
it's not
who are all
entirely
these
a
people
good
that
take.
are allegedly saying that the Rushia situation is the thing that we should be worried about the most right now?
So then they follow up with something like, I forgot, it's absolutely a controversial take if you have a tendency to miss the freaking point. Like I get it, I understand. Though every problem is a problem, but people have the freedom and choice to talk about other problems that they're concerned about, regardless if one is bigger than the other.
Talk about the Russia and Ukraine situation.
Right.
We can also talk about the Rushia situation.
Right.
It just seems
We
really
can
odd
talk
to me
about
and
both.
completely unnecessary.
I'm
to bash
concerned with
people
all
for
of them.
talking about Rushia because
So
there
you
are
can't be
also
mad I'm
other
talking about
events
one of
going
them.
on in the world currently. I'd also say that, in my opinion, it's rather gross to use the plight of people currently entrenched in armed conflict for the sake of making some virtue signaling tweet.
Right.
Let me also show you this.
Sorry, but your kids, grandkids will be asking you about what is happening today and what you were doing. And some of y'all are really gonna say, crying over my waifu being fired, or haha, I made this banger meme. It did numbers. Grow up. Alright. like, why are you tweeting this? Like, what am I gonna be, like 60, 70, talking with my grandkids, and they're gonna ask me about the Ukraine, Russia, like, where were you doing? And I'm gonna talk about Rushia's like terminated contract. 9 times out of 10, I'm probably gonna talk about this more, since it probably had much of a more impact on everyone. They're asking about that. These people are acting like the people who are talking about Rushia completely. They don't know what's going on with the whole war and everything, and they're just completely turning a blind eye and only talking about Rushia's termination. Like I said, people can talk about, or like what both of us said, people can talk about in any problem, all problems. And the fact that these are all like VTuber people or tweeters or whatever saying this stuff is, I don't know, it's a little sus.
Like, anecdotally, I don't make videos on political commentary or
Right,
things like
me
that.
either, but I'm
Obviously,
still
I'm not gonna
concerned.
talk about the Russia-Ukraine situation on my channel.
That's
I'm not
not
gonna
what
make
we
videos
talk
like
about
that.
here.
What I did, though, after I made my video talking about the Rushia situation, because that is relative to the type of work I do on my channel.
Same.
Well, in my personal life, guess what? I was talking about the Russia-Ukraine stuff with my mom.
I was talking about it with some
Muay
of
Thai.
the Discord
Had a bit of a discussion
people.
about that
We
with
were
my
talking
coach.
about
Also
that.
talking about the economy.
Exactly.
China are talking about the Rushia stuff. Are very well aware of Russia.
Exactly.
And Ukraine. You shouldn't just be like virtue signaling.
They're
people
just
like
mad,
this.
man.
It's
Like,
just weird, man.
watch them try to get
Vtubers-
graduated tomorrow,
Vtubers
and they
Twitter.
want people to talk about them.
Sure.
Good morning. That was a lot of notice to wake up to. I'm sure they're mostly from people who missed the point and assumed I was saying they can't be sad about Rushia. Instead of reading them, though, I'm gonna go do productive things today. Huxley, I think this is the same person that had the last tweet we were talking about. So again, this is someone who is a little upset with the backlash they got, and they just kind of used this explanation that people are missing the point. We all understand your point, like, we get it, and you were wrong, like, but I guess we're wrong, so we completely missed the point. So someone replied, you worded it incredibly poorly and brilliantly hostile. Like, yeah, we knew exactly what you meant. And someone said, oh, so that's why everyone was agreeing with me, aside from shut-ins who want to return the road isn't real because I worded it poorly. Good to know. I'll be more hostile in the future. Yeah, this is Twitter, everyone. This is Twitter right here.
Man, there's also just something weird about this VTweeter
Like,
pretending
what?
like they care so much about these issues, while simultaneously using terms like gamer-shotted.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. Okay, so like, before he goes on, it's really weird how they're using this Rushia situation to talk about Russia and Ukraine and stuff. Like, if you were so worried about it, only talk about that. Don't bring Rushia and the people that only care about Rushia's termination into this conversation. Like, I know you're a VTweeter or Vtuber and all, but like, if this is such a big problem, I'd steer away from that and just, try to be as active on the topic of Russia and all that.
Here's another response that they got that you might find rather amusing.
Makes a completely asinine post. Runs away. Comes back begging for hugs. Just say
Right,
next
exactly.
time.
Bruh,
And to other
Twitter's
PN
too
VTubers
funny.
out there. The good news is that these VTweeters are a perfect example of what not to do.
Exactly. Yeah, so these people are basically using a Russia-Ukraine thing going on to completely downplay Rushia's termination and people who are upset and sad. Although, like, that's one of the top trending things right now being talked about still to this day. Besides, you know, Russia and everything else, it's like, do you really care about this war and everything? It's like, you're just gonna be hostile. Yeah, go ahead, be more hostile, and just start stuff on Twitter, and, you know, you downplay people's sadness about somebody they've been, you know, caring for or watching for like years, and all of a sudden them being sad about them being terminated is completely wrong, and they obviously don't know what's going on in the world or choose to ignore it because they're only talking about that said topic. Man, oh man, it's like, it's just, Twitter is like, it's fun, but it's not worth it because, like, you use a lot of energy on people like this, and it's just like, why am I mad? It's Twitter. You can't get mad at other people, like, talking about stuff they want to discuss too. That's like going all the way to, like, NBA Twitter. People being mad that James Harden got traded and say, you know, there's bigger things going on. Or they go to another community. There's other bigger things going on. There's other, like, okay, we know. We'll talk about that later or somewhere else. There are other problems besides Russia that people are concerned with and want to voice their opinions on as well. It's Twitter. You know that meme, it's like when you have a different opinion or something. And it's just, that's what this freaking site is. Somebody in the comment section was like, imagine being a VTuber when they could be in Africa helping to solve hunger, health, and war problems. Right. The number 2 super chatted person, where you at in Africa? Where are your streams in Africa? Come on, man. Yeah, I think they're just mad. They're just jealous that they're not getting the same attention as Rushia, and, you know, they're like, oh, she's a VTuber like me. Why is she getting this attention when there's a war going on? Blah, 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 blah. You suck. Blah, 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 blah. You're just mad. Blah, blah. Like, okay, dude, just get off the website. Jealousy is a bad thing, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you, something that I learned in my own life, especially with me growing up, being into an adult. Don't fall into the traps of jealousy, because you'll end up like these people or worse in your life. Being a jealous person hurts you more than others. It definitely does hurt others, but jealousy it's a killer. It's a killer. It does not do the body well. I think the moral of the story today is, yeah, there's multiple problems in the world going on, and people are gonna focus on each one, maybe more one than the other, but it's not like they're completely ignorant to everything that's going on because they're talking about one subject over another. They could be talking about it in real life or on another website or another time on Twitter regarding if it's Russia or Rushia. That's like a Rushia fan getting mad at someone else for talking about the Ukraine situation and not talking about the Rushia termination situation. Like, okay, yeah, both are pretty, like, you know, bad for each community, but like I said, people are gonna talk about other problems first, second last, or just later. Yeah, they're just mad they're not getting sympathy and attention on some of the things that are going on in their lives, not to the scale of Rushia and stuff. Basically, we miss you, Rushia. We hope that you do well in your life, and maybe possibly another channel that you might be starting. Hopefully that could be happening. Hopefully you go well with your life. If you want more stuff like this, you already know what to do. Like the video, sub to my channel, and shout out to Hero for making this video. I just wanted to talk about it as well with the VTuber community. Comment down below what you guys think. I want to hear what you guys think, and I'll talk with you in the comments. You guys have been so vocal about this, and I want to hear what you guys think. I'll leave the video down in the description. I'm pretty sure Hero's no stranger to you, but still, I'll put it down. Sub to his channel, like the video, do whatever you want. Thanks so much for watching. We got that Niji Sanji debut, I think today or tomorrow. I'll be on the song or something. I'll react to something. Thanks so much. And as always, Dlon out. Fire!